Morris and Jorge Santos both had fun.
Wonderboy, Brian Morris, welcome to the Discovery Gauntlet. What should these fans in Worcester, Massachusetts know about the Wonderboy?
Wonder Bread? I like Wonder Bread.
It's a good brand.
Rich,
More of a Sara Lee.
these fans need to know that I'm just like them. I too am a fan of Wrestling Open. I watch every single week. And you know what? Last week, I was particularly inspired. I was inspired by the actions of Steven Stetson. I mean, let's all give a round of applause to the great return of Steven Stetson.
Man knows how to make friends here.
Apparently.
The real travesty is Wrestling Open took 180 some odd weeks to get me here. But that's what makes tonight so special, Rich, because all these fans in attendance and all of them watching at home, you get to witness the Wrestling Open debut of yours truly. And I'm gonna render A-game an afterthought because Wonderboy Brian Morris is about to run the gauntlet.
Wow. Morris already trying to go outside of the rules and cause problems for Joseph Alexander.
Well, certainly not, or at least knows enough as to how to get in his opponent's head, but A-game giving it right back to him. He's gonna give his shirt away. Do you want it?
Don't think anyone really did. They wiped his behind with it.
The fan just used that shirt as a
Towelette?
Yes, toiletry product. Yes, there you go. As here we go, Brian Morris and Joseph Alexander. Morris going right at him, trying to bring him up and bring him down. But look at that inside cradle. What do you know about Wonderboy Brian Morris?
As much as he was willing to give me, Lord, all I've seen is his work, and he's very gifted in the ring. But he comes off as a smug individual, and he already showed it in his brief stint thus far with Wrestling Open.
And he is lighting Morris up in that corner as there is a shot to the throat. And A-game Joseph Alexander, man, as each week passes by, the fans love him more and more.
He's really indoctrinated himself to this group, and there's a
Shoulders down.
managed to get this entire group here at Worcester to really care for him. But I question whether or not that's going to be enough to keep spurring him on. 3 consecutive weeks of hard matches, it takes a toll on the body.
As Joseph Alexander, Irish whip off the ropes. Big throw, slams him down on the mat, and Joseph Alexander bringing that straightforward smash mouth style to Wonderboy.
His father was a boxer. He was an NCAA-worthy amateur wrestler, very gifted from day one in the art of professional wrestling, and now has the experience to, there's a timeout.
Oh, look at there are no timeouts unless it's a timeout match, which we've had once. As Wonderboy trying to do everything he can to get out of harm's way here, as he's practically covering up here.
Practically, completely begging off, asking Scott Robinson for reprieve.
Hey, he's better be careful. He might get disqualified there.
Don't touch the official!
Into the snake eyes, as that was, I have to say, perfectly executed.
And got as much height as possible under A-game. Flapjack immediately drapes the Adam apple across that top rope. That's nothing but elevator cable in there. The pain is vast and the whiplash is worse.
As Wonderboy coming all the way from New Jersey for this opportunity, saying we should all give a round of applause to Steven Stetson for what he did to TJ Crawford last week, costing him the Wrestling Open Championship. I gotta disagree with Wonderboy on that one.
There's oftentimes when there's a return within this space, it's usually met with jubilee, with joy, with excitement, but there was nothing but disdain and disgust from here in this commentating space all the way down to the fans, including inside the ring. No one is happy to see Steven Stetson.
Well, the one thing I will say about Brian Morris here is he looks really poised, maybe the most poised out of anybody I have seen in the Discovery Gauntlet so far. Seems very technical, seems very precise. He's got all the fundamentals down.
He's taking his time. Every shot is meant with malice and force, but the fortitude of A-Game won't allow it to cause him to be taken down, at least not yet.
As there is a headbutt by Brian Morris, so you know this guy has a little bit of crazy within him. To go in there and throw a headbutt to anybody, you have to be willing to put it all on the line, which is what this Discovery Gauntlet is all about, as there is a super kick from Alexander.
Joseph Alexander with those educated feet and violent chops, gifted those shots, that power of the feet from his professional wrestling training to add to an already disgusting arsenal of ability.
As down goes Morris, Joseph Alexander trying to be on the comeback trail here, as he is going to go to his bread and butter by hitting those strikes.
Opening up, hitting hard, taking his time, and trying to chop the breath right out of Morris. Oh!
Drop kick to the knee. Up and down with another one. Caught the shoulder, I think, makes the cover. But either way, not enough to pick up the victory. But just when it looks like A-Game was headed toward 4-0, Wonderboy saying, not so fast.
And Morris must have done his homework. A-Game Joseph Alexander has had surgery on that knee. That low drop kick, he must have been informed in some fashion.
As he has both of those hands clutched, as A-Game is fighting with everything he has, because he knows you have to win it to stay in it here in the Discovery Gauntlet if you want to stay alive here at Wrestling Open.
Morris assaulting, driving that knee into the spine, bringing all his weight into the back of the head.
Makes the cover. Count of one as Brian Morris continues to plot and scheme to try to pull off the victory and return here next week.
And Morris, most people when they first step into Wrestling Open, and then there's, oh, never mind, Joseph A-Game Alexander with a big pop, making me forget my statement, and Morris forget where he is.
And that boxer's instinct kicking in here when you're wobbly, when you don't have anything left, throw a couple jabs and see what happens.
Opens up, gets that high waist lock.
As Morris, with that clubbing elbow, as he's trying to do anything he can here, but Alexander fighting for the people here in Worcester.
Morris lands on his feet. A-Game.
Misses. Oh, he hit him on the money with that drop kick. Down goes A-Game. Is this it? But Alexander getting out at 2.
A-Game took a nap there for a moment. He was gone and found a way to shoot that shoulder straight up off that green mat.
Brian Morris, Joseph Alexander, Wonderboy versus A-Game. Can A-Game go 4-0 and stay alive in the Discovery Gauntlet? Or is Wonderboy the end of the line?
A-Game, and it's not just this contest. He's feeling the effects of the previous 3 over the same amount of weeks. Morris looking to wrap this up.
Saying he is putting this one away. Hold on.
Small package.
No, out at 1 though. Out at 1.
Oh!
Lost it on his own momentum, and there is a vicious right hand.
And with most competitors, I'm telling you, that's putting them down. A-Game accustomed to dealing with punchers, dealing with boxers.
As now Wonderboy thinking, let's try to put this one away. Up and over. Go behind, hits the German suplex, and Wonderboy is out.
And that's the German that Joseph A-Game Alexander's been seeking to hit since the beginning of this contest.
That is the pipeline to that Basaiku knee that has picked him up 3 straight victories. Is it going to be the same path here tonight?
Big shot, Morris tried to move it. A-Game move too, knee to the sternum.
Double chop and the knee, and this could be it. He could have him lined up. Here we go.
He's on the run.
Big leaping knee, and now the Basaiku is incoming.
We've seen it hit, we've seen it win.
He caught him with it, makes the cover. A-Game is your winner.
The time of the fall, 7 minutes, 33 seconds. Here is your winner, returning next week to Wrestling Open, A-Game, Joseph Alexander.
You hear that roar from this crowd as the weeks go on. A-Game becomes A+ to these fans here in Worcester.
He's gone 4 for 4, Paul, in A-Game. He's not looking to slow down.
He is not looking to stop quite yet. I wonder who's going to be here next week to challenge him, but there will be a next week